Danger of silence. In a world filled with noise, silence can often be mistaken for peace. But not all silence is golden. Sometimes silence is dangerous, especially when it hides the truth, suppresses justice, and protects wrongdoing. Imagine watching someone suffer in plain sight, knowing you could say something, do something, but choosing instead to remain silent. What if your silence is the very thing that gives evil permission to grow? What if your quietness costs someone else their freedom, dignity, or healing? Today, we live in a time when injustice, pain, and deception thrive, not necessarily because evil is louder, but because the righteous have grown quieter. This is why it's crucial to reflect deeply on the dangers of silence and the power of speaking out. Silence, though it may appear safe or peaceful on the surface, can sometimes become a heavy burden. When we keep quiet about things that matter, when we choose comfort over confrontation or fear over truth, we don't just avoid problems, we create them. Inside, we begin to carry the weight of unspoken pain. We suppress our thoughts, our emotions, our truth. And over time, that silence can destroy us from within. Emotionally, it leads to anxiety, regret, and sometimes even resentment. Spiritually, it can make us feel disconnected, not only from others, but from God's purpose for our lives. In relationships, silence breeds confusion. It builds walls instead of bridges. When we don't speak out about our hurts, our needs, or our boundaries, we leave room for misunderstanding, mistrust, and even manipulation. And in society, the danger is even greater. Silence is what allows injustice to breathe. It's what lets abuse go unnoticed, discrimination go unchallenged, and evil grow without opposition. When good people remain silent, the wrong voices get louder. And that, my friends, is a risk we cannot afford to take. But thank God, He has not called us to silence in the face of wrong. He has called us to be bold, to be truthful, and to be loving, even when it's uncomfortable. The Bible says in Proverbs 31:8-9, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy." That's not a suggestion. That's a command. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. Speaking out can be a quiet conversation, a gentle truth, a firm no. It can be standing with someone who's hurting or saying, "That's not right," when others stay silent. The key is to speak with wisdom, with grace, and with courage. Even the early church understood this. In Acts 4:29, when they were threatened and pressured to be quiet, they prayed, "Now, Lord, consider their threats and enable your servants to speak your word with great boldness." That's the kind of prayer we need today. So let us be people who are not ruled by fear or silence, but by truth, love, and conviction. Because your voice, yes, your voice has power. It can bring change, healing, freedom, and hope. Let us no longer be silent when we ought to speak. Thank you.